One Piece fan letter. I never expected to make a video on a special One Piece episode. To be honest, I hadn't watched it until now, and I had no idea what it was about before diving into it. I have been disconnected from One Piece media for quite some time, so when I saw it ranked 3rd on my anime list, I knew I had to dust off my hat and just see what the hype was about. So if you're like me and you're also stuck under a giant's foot, right, and you didn't hear about the show, then let me tell you something about it. It's a special episode which was released in honor of the 25th anniversary of One Piece anime. It's a filler episode that expands on the post-war arc and offers a fresh perspective for those who have followed the series. Now, here's the exciting part. The special was directed by none other than Megumi Ishitani. If you haven't heard of her, you definitely should check out her work. She was the genius behind the episode 957, 982, and the legendary 1015 episode of One Piece. All of them were masterpieces of storytelling and direction. Her ability to switch between different perspectives and deliver a captivating visual makes every frame a work of art. Knowing she directed fan letter had me hyped from the start. When I started this episode, I saw this young girl who was just called girl because they didn't bother giving names to the character, right? Since it's a filler and all, that's fine. But this girl was a big fan of Nami, and she claims that Nami changed her life. Her goal is to meet the Straw Hat crew, especially Nami, and she even dressed like a young Nami, complete with orange hair. She tells us that she deciphered Luffy's iconic 3D 2Y message from the post-war arc. We are then transported to a bookstore where we see a book about Frankie. A few kids are fascinated with it. Store owners are clearly a Brook fan, given the posters on the wall and everything. All of this taking place in Sabaody, by the way, where the Straw Hats have arrived already. Meanwhile, we find Zoro in the bar, where people are debating the greatest swordsman. And this discussion is really good. The anime is trying to portray its own fandom through the scene. The people in the bar are just like the One Piece fans. Characters mentioned were like Whitebeard, Mihawk, Zoro. And then Sanji appears hilariously, asserting himself as a contender, and this playful nod of the eternal Zoro vs Sanji debate was unexpected and made the whole scene epic. Next, we are introduced to two Marine brothers who participated in the war. It gave us a rare glimpse of the war from the perspective of ordinary soldiers. We are so used to seeing the story from the eyes of powerhouses, right? Like Luffy, Crocodile, Akainu, and Whitebeard. This new perspective felt refreshing. I love the animation where Kizaru was shooting lasers, and it was so sick that it was shown in a normal perspective. The sheer terror and awe of witnessing an admiral's power was beautifully shown. I love the whole link between the older brother and Luffy. When the older brother was running away and he heard that Luffy changed his mind and he ran back to save his brother. It was such a phenomenal scene. It was crazy. It mirrored Luffy's own attempt to save Ace, adding an emotional depth that hit hard. And let me tell you guys, whenever I see Ace, it just feels so good. Because we might not have seen much from him, but he has done a lot with these small things, like we saw in Wano, we saw in movies. And Ace is really a good character. One of the standout moments was seeing Mihawk from a ground level perspective, emphasizing the immense gap in power between legends and regular soldiers. The clash between Mihawk and Crocodile was spectacular and perfectly directed. Another fun touch was the Admiral, who was a Chopper fan, refusing to capturing him. That was funny. Yeah, that was hilarious in amidst of the chaos that was happening. Throughout all this, the young girl is still trying to deliver her fan letter to Nami. Chaos is everywhere, she even loses the letter, and she's still chasing after it, and Marines are getting involved, and the Straw Hats attempt to regroup. There's even a cameo of Dark King, Rayleigh himself, helping Luffy escape, which was happening in Sabaody, and that was the cherry on the top. This episode was a mix of so many things, like joy, sadness, comedy, dreams, and everything that One Piece stands for. Multiple pieces of puzzles coming together and forming this amazing story of hope and dreams. I really love the different perspectives and really got to know how much of an influence Straw Hats have in the storyline to ordinary people. Yeah, One Piece really stands for a lot of things, and the special did its best to cover it all. I really enjoyed watching this. It was fresh and new, something completely different, and the animation was just on another level. I mean, I can't accept anything less from Toei from now on, right? I think it's somewhat justified that this show is ranked 3rd worldwide on Mal, because not everyone has watched One Piece. Despite of its popularity, many people shut it down because of its length and other things, but this special was just the thing we needed to really understand the greatness of the show. That's my view on the show, and if you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.